What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Swift video. In this video, we're going to learn how you can create custom view modifiers in your SwiftUI app. So here we've got two things on the screen, this image and this label, and both of them are styled up with custom view modifiers. So we'll take a look at how to use them. We also are here on the Apple developer documentation for view modifier, which is a protocol. But I'm not going to bore you with reading all this. We're going to do some examples because we write code on this channel. We don't read stuff. So if you're into that, if you're excited, get started by destroying the like button down below. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Consider hitting subscribe for daily Swift and iOS videos. That all said and out of the way, let's open up Xcode, get pumped, and talk about some custom view modifiers. Quick pause before the video. This video is brought to you by iOSacademy.io. If you're interested in building some of the top apps from around the world like YouTube, Instagram, Uber, and Facebook, head on over to iOSacademy.io and toss in your email in the waitlist form here to be notified as content becomes available. Content includes interview prep, free courses, premium content, how to build TikTok, Messenger, Instagram, and anything else you could think of in between. That said, let's get into the video. All right, we're going to get started by opening up Xcode and creating a new project here. We're going to stick with the app template under iOS. Let's go ahead and give our project a name of custom modifiers. Make sure your language is Swift and both lifecycle and interface are set to SwiftUI. Go ahead and continue, save the project wherever you'd like. First thing we're going to do is expand our window here and hit resume to load up our preview on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and also close this up a little bit so we have more room to code. And let's do some custom modifiers. So the first thing we're going to do is in here, let's go ahead and just put a navigation view with a vertical stack in it. And let's go ahead and apply a modifier for navigation title. We're going to say custom modifiers. And I am going to do an example with a couple different components here. The first one we'll do is with a system name. And let's go ahead and do a house icon. And on the right-hand side, we should start seeing a home icon, which we do in the middle. Now, let's apply a bunch of modifiers to this. So first, we'll say resizable. We're also going to go ahead and say the aspect ratio is fit. We'll give it a nice foreground color. Let's say color. And let's say system pink. And that's not what we want, not indigo. We want system pink. We're also going to go ahead and give it a frame with a width and height of 100 alignment center. So looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and actually abstract our foreground color and frame into its own custom modifier so it's not this large, so it looks the same. So creating your own custom modifier is really simple. It's like creating your own SwiftUI view. So I am going to say this is an icon style modifier. We are going to conform to view modifier, which has a single function in it, and that function is called body, which takes a parameter of content and returns some view. And basically, we take that content and we tack on the, whatever we want to do to it, right? We could use this to return, another UI element because view modifiers can also do that. We can also, tack on some system modifiers like that. But the cool thing now is to use this. There's actually a modifier called modifier. Yes, you heard that right. There's a modifier called modifier. And in here, you just create an instance of the modifier that you have created down below, which is your custom modifier. I feel like I've said modifier 1,200 times already, but let's go ahead and hit build. We're going to hit the resume button over here, and we'll see that our image here looks the same. So using this modifier might be a little redundant because it's called modifier. So something that's also pretty easy to do is you can create an extension on the base view struct, and you can go ahead and say this is perhaps icon style. And what you could actually go ahead and do is create basically a modifier here that is returning icon style down below. So you could say self, and on self you can say modifier and just pass in the icon style. And the clarity of this is instead of doing modifier redundantly like that, you can just do something like that. And let's make sure that is working. Let's see, let's see. Looks like we've got an issue here, so let's see what's going on. Let's see, result of call to modifier is unused. Of course it is, because we need to return some view, just like that. If you hit Command B, basically this applies our custom modifier and returns it, and now we can just use icon style with parentheses like that. So that's one example, pretty useful. Let's do one more example with a text label. So I'm going to create a text label of string custom modifiers are cool. And we are going to create our own modifier down here. Let's go ahead and call it label style. Perhaps you have a fixed style for labels in your app. So we are going to inherit, or rather conform to view modifier. We want to implement the function for body that takes in content and returns some view. Now on this content, I'm just going to tack on a bunch of modifiers. The first thing we're going to say is font size will be system's font with a size and a weight. So the size is going to be, let's say 24. A weight will be, let's do bold. And let's give it a design of defaults. We are also going to say the multi-line text alignment will be centered. We're also going to go ahead and let's give this a foreground color of, let's say, color dot, let's do system blue, like that. And now we have our custom modifier here for label style. Now, how do we apply it? Of course, we can apply the modifier called modifier and pass it in just like that. And if I go ahead and hit resume on the right-hand side, you'll see that we now have a text label once it decides to appear like that with all of our custom modifiers, all of our modifiers applied through one custom modifier. Now we want to simplify this because using the modifier is kind of annoying and redundant. So I am going to create a function that is extending view, and we are going to say this is label style, which returns some view, and basically we are going to say self.modifier, and we will apply our custom modifier like that. And this is now allowing us to freely go and simply use that individual label style function to apply our modifier. And that's it. That's how you create and use your own custom view modifiers. Now, this is very subjective. Some people like to create their components and just reuse components versus reusing view modifiers. Both are acceptable approaches. It's really subjective. But the reason custom view modifiers are really powerful is because there are some view modifiers that also let you go ahead and show other views. So one of them is, of course, an alert modifier. There's also, I believe, an action sheet modifier. And these modifiers are not just styling your UI, but they're really extending your UI. So the point is you can go pretty crazy with view modifiers. So if you enjoyed this lesson, if you found it useful, definitely destroy that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. I super appreciate it. Helps me make more videos for all of you guys. And if you enjoy Swift and iOS and have not done so already, make sure you hit subscribe and the bell icon while you're at it to join the channel. If you've got any questions, comments, feedback, video ideas, don't hesitate to leave them down below. I read every single comment. I promise you that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.